on different sides. Why'd you choose that side?
Oh, I don't know. We are on different sides.
It feels funny.
Does everything in the background look okay?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
Yeah, we're fine.
Okay.
The lighting looks good too.
Okay.
This could be like a new podcast setup.
Ooh.
Yeah, I love it. It looks really good. And you grabbed my mic too.
Shall we switch?
Sure. Why not? Not that it really matters, but mine always has like a red little heart, and Miranda's has a star on it, which really doesn't matter which one, but we just decided to.
That's so funny.
Yeah.
I don't know. Something's in the
I know. We're just switching up today. Well, we are in a new studio. If you're watching us on YouTube or Spotify, we're at Miranda's apartment.
Yeah. We decided to have a little Dallas day today.
Yeah, I know, which is going to be fun. Well, you want to talk about your wedding a little bit of like how we're preparing and everything?
Today we are actually going to the venue site visit with the planner, just so that we can kind of map out, all the different locations that we want to do photos at and make sure just that like our vision is aligning with the planners because she's going to be there.
Well, it's a lot of like logistics too. It's a lot of people. It's a lot of things, a lot of details. So
a lot of moving parts.
Yeah.
And so I just feel like we've been to the Arboretum a lot of times, but I've never shot at this specific venue. The Arboretum has like 12 different wedding venues that you can get married at.
Mm-hmm.
And so I just want to make sure that I know what everyone's plan is so that there's no surprises on the day.
Yes, I know, which I did learn from my last wedding that we did where it was just like, oh, we were not expecting that. So I feel like going forward, I'm going to be a little bit more like, I need to know more information.
Yeah.
Especially, which, I don't know. We're just like, to me, it feels like we're in this like interim. Is that the right word? Like a middle ground of like, we're not like super luxury, but we're not like luxury either. It's just kind of like, I don't know. It's like, I still have weddings that aren't super luxury. So I don't know what to expect sometimes, but I think regardless, I need to ask more questions.
Yeah.
So I'm not surprised.
Well, for everyone listening, the last wedding that we shot together, the venue changed like last minute.
Oh, yeah. Well, that wasn't even the wedding that I was talking about. I was talking about the one we did in Fort Worth. Where I was like, oh, the couple's super chill. Oh, yeah. Like, and then it was just like, oh, no, yeah. But that wedding too, we can recap that wedding after we talk about this wedding. But anyways, yeah, it's just like, we just don't want to be surprised anymore. Like, we need to know exactly what's going on. And yeah, I think the planner kind of knows too that it's a lot of logistics. So we kind of have to like plan everything out. But yeah, continue.
Well, especially like for this wedding, there's more like custom built-ins and like they're building more of the space out. So it's nice to be with them on the site visit to know like what they're planning, where things are going to be, because they can send you a design deck and like a design guide and kind of like show you visually what they're planning. But it's nice to be there in person just so that
know where things are going,
how the light's going to hit somewhere. Like it's just nice
to know.
That's what we're going to do this afternoon, which I'm excited about because the wedding is not this weekend, but next weekend. So.
Yeah, I know. That's going to be so exciting. And you've already met with the planner too. Yeah.
I met with her twice. I think this is one of like her favorite weddings of the year as well. So I think she was just wanting us to be both on the same page and like, let's bring it because this is something she's excited about. It's something I'm excited about. I think this will both be like portfolio pieces for us. So I think just the more prepared you can be, the better.
Yeah, no, it's true. Especially with something like this too, with lots of details. And you're going to have a bigger team too. She's probably going to have a really big team. So it's just like a lot.
I think she said she's bringing 4 assistants. So
wow.
Which is the most she's ever brought. So, and I'll have you and our friend Kinsey. So I'll have a third shooter, which I've never had a third shooter before. But it's like this wedding day is not going to be like complicated, but there's a lot of moving parts to where like we're not going to be sitting down like ever. Like we're not going to have a break really. So that's why I'm just trying to over prepare because I don't think it'll be like a hard wedding to shoot, but it's just like boom, boom, boom.
Yeah,
boom.
There's just a lot and you want to tell the whole story. And so you can't tell the whole story if it's just you.
Right.
because you'll be with the couple and then you wouldn't be able to get like cocktail hour, or like you'd have to rush like the details inside. And so it's just like, to make it easier on everyone, it's nice to have like a team too that you can like trust and like get everything else to tell the entire story, which is what they want, because they spent a lot of time on those like specific details, but they also want you to like be with them. So it's like you need a team to be able to like capture the whole story.
Yeah.
And I'm already getting ideas of like what to do. And yeah, it just feels nice to like almost like collaborate when you're second shooting with me, or like when I'm second shooting with you. It feels like it's almost like my wedding too, in a way where it's like I also want to bring like ideas.
Yeah.
And like, I don't know, just like how I shoot. It is a
collaboration, because like it's sometimes sad, like as a lead shooter, to like know all these things are happening but you can't be there for them.
Yeah.
And so like it's just kind of like sad. You have to be like, I can't physically be there, so I have to entrust someone who, you know, would shoot the caliber that I would in that moment.
And also see the vision and like know what you want. Yeah. I know. That's why I really like our dynamic too. It's really nice to have, because it feels like I said earlier, like collaboration, and much, I don't know, I've just had seconds where it doesn't feel that way. It just feels like I just hired you and this is what you're doing.
Right.
Like it doesn't feel as, or even like I've been hired to second shoot for other people, but it still doesn't feel like collaboration. It just feels like I'm just hired to just do what they tell me to do.
Yeah.
And so it just feels, I don't know, the last few weddings have felt like, oh my gosh, this is so nice for both of us. Like
it's like creatively and like fulfilling too, because it's like you said, you're not just there to like be a backup person. Like you have a specific job that is something totally different that I can't be there for. So
yes, exactly.
That's what's kind of fun about it.
Yeah. So you've been prepping a lot for this wedding too, so which is cool. And I think it's like interesting to hear about, because we haven't been in this position like before this year, I feel like, where it's like we're like having teams with or having like meetings with planners, and having to like almost have like a play-by-play before the wedding of like every single little detail that's happening, who's shooting it, how we're shooting, is it going to be film, is it going to be like flash, is it, and like all the inspiration that we could also use for it. So even my sister's sending us inspo of like, y'all should do this at the wedding, because she sees something that like, you know, because we've been talking about it. And so it just feels like, I don't know, this year has been so different for me as far as like second shooting, and also just being like the lead photographer too, and just like collaborating with someone that's like not the same as you, because I feel like we shoot so differently, but it like, I don't know, it makes our gallery so good.
Together it's perfection.
Yeah, I really do think it is perfection. Like, and I hope moving forward we have like weddings that we book where it's like we don't book that date, but I'm available to shoot for you, and vice versa, where it's like it has been that way all this year, which is so crazy.
The stars have aligned.
I know. And so I'm like, oh my gosh, I need this to happen like every weekend, where it's just like we just switch up, because I think it's really fun. So I just thought it'd be interesting to talk about on the podcast, because I don't really hear a lot about that, like the behind the scenes of wedding photographers a lot of the time, especially like I said earlier, where it's like we're kind of in this weird middle place where it's like we're not doing that for every wedding, but we're wanting to do that for every wedding. And even if it's like not like the most detailed wedding imaginable, we're still like wanting to talk to the planner and the couple more, and just like make it to where it is. And I heard this advice like a long time ago, where it's like you just shoot every wedding like they paid you the same.
Yes.
And I think that's like gonna be me moving forward. And I've always kind of done that, but there is some weddings where I like do talk to the planner and the couple more, because they have a lot more details and logistics. But I think I still want to do the same thing with like other couples too, or even if they don't have a lot of logistics, like really knowing what they want from their wedding day.
Yeah. Well, it's just like if you are planning and you're treating every wedding like they are like your most favorite wedding, and like it's like a portfolio piece, then it's like literally training. It's like setting you up for whenever your calendar is booked with all of these weddings that you're so excited about.
Yeah.
So
yeah. So that it's just been nice, like having all this practice with all these weddings that we've been having recently. This year specifically has been really, really awesome. And I'm like, how can it get any better? Honestly, like it's been so, so, so good. And just speaking of like weddings, we didn't mention that we skipped the podcast last week.
I've been sick as a dog. Sorry, guys.
I know, we were so sick. And the week that I was sick, I was associate shooting for our friend Jamie, and I literally had to be there. So I was like, I got sick around like Monday, Tuesday maybe. And I was like, okay, I have to spend like the next few days literally not doing anything just to like try to get better for this wedding. Yeah. And so, yeah, we were just feeling so weird at that wedding, just like so off because we weren't like 100%. And yeah, it was just, I mean, I don't think anybody would have noticed that we were like 100%.
But also, it's like you said, you're associating, so it like wasn't like you were invested in the couple, but like not like to the extent that like Jamie was. So it's like it just feels off kind of that way. And
I just felt so weird that day because I was like anxious because I was shooting for someone else, and also like I wish I would have gotten there a little bit earlier, which I should have done. I usually do. I just didn't this time, but I just wish I would have gave myself a little bit more time to like set up and kind of like get my bearings. But I didn't. I don't know why. It's okay. I only got there like 30 minutes early, which is like not enough for me. Like I've just realized, okay, yeah, that's just not going to do it. Like I don't know why.
Also, this was the wedding that the venue changed on us overnight because the original venue had flooded or something.
Yes. So overnight, it was crazy.
Totally switched the plan, so we didn't know what we were walking into.
Yeah, honestly. which was scary because I'd never shot at this venue. Well, most venues I haven't shot at before. Like I usually, if I'm working with someone, like it's always a new venue every single time, which is fun. But this one, like they haven't really had any weddings done there.
It's like brand new.
It's like brand new, and it's like kind of like it looks kind of like it's in a shopping center almost. Like it's kind of that vibe where it's like just
like a warehouse district kind of vibe.
Yeah. And so it was just like I was anxious, and then I'm shooting for someone else, which is also just makes me anxious. And yeah, I wasn't sick, but I was definitely like not 100%.
I was sick. I had a fever that day.
Oh my gosh, crazy. And yeah, so just feeling weird, but I think it was a really good day regardless. It was just like I was just having a hard time with like, because there's a way I would shoot it, and then there's a way like the main photographer would shoot it, and it was just a little bit different, which just always makes it so much harder for me. And it's just trying to like figure out how to combine the two. Yeah. And also make the couple happy, make the main photographer happy. And so it was just like a lot, and reminded me of why I usually don't do that. Like I do not accept associate roles like ever. I was just just trying to help out a friend in the industry in the area. And so I was like, yeah, why not? I hadn't done it in a while. And I knew like I've second shot for her before. So it was just kind of like, okay, I kind of know how her couples are and everything. So it was fine. But yeah, it just reminded me of like, I just get way too anxious shooting for someone else. And so, yeah, I just don't love it. Just because like, I think if they were to just like, let me do whatever I wanted, like as far as like, I'm just going to shoot it the way I would shoot it and not have what they would do in mind, I think it would be a lot easier. But that's just...
Well, there's added pressure because they're not there for you to ask them like, hey, would you do this way? Like, second shooting, you can ask because they're like right there. But when you're associate shooting, it's like, and you don't want to like bother the other person. Like, so it's just like a lot of extra pressure.
And like you want to make that couple happy, but you don't really know the couple too well. And yeah, it's just a lot. I was just like feeling a lot that day. But honestly, it turned out fine. It was just like,
was pretty great.
Yeah.
Like the couple was pretty great.
Yeah, they were so chill. And it was a really good day. It was just like, I don't know, it was just a weird day.
Yeah.
Because I was just like all over the place. I was just not feeling the greatest. And yeah, the pressure of shooting this wedding for someone else, I'm like, oh my gosh, it has to be perfect. Like I can't make a mistake.
Right. And it just goes to show that like just like everything in life, like not every wedding is gonna be totally amazing.
Yeah.
Which you know, my little perfectionist brain is like, I want everything to be amazing. But sometimes you're just working.
Yeah.
And sometimes it's just a job.
Yeah. And you just have to,
you just got to come through and do what you got to do.
Yeah.
And not worry about like, oh my gosh, I'm not like doing the most, you know, amazing creative thing that I could be doing right now.
Yeah.
When in reality, that couple just wants their wedding photos to be good. So
literally,
just give them some good wedding photos.
And I can do that. Yeah. I can do that. Sick or not. Like I can create good wedding photos, even if it's not like the greatest thing on earth. And so, yeah, just the change of venue really did kind of like, whoop. Like, oh my gosh, what am I gonna do here? And so yeah, it was fine though. It really wasn't that crazy. I just like at the beginning I just felt so much anxiety. It was just like, oh my gosh, what is happening to me? Like I usually don't even feel like this at my own weddings. Like
I think it just had a lot to do with that we were sick.
Yes.
And we just like didn't have our
like
energy.
Kind of like brain foggy almost. I felt that day too, where I was like, am I missing something? Like I don't want to miss anything. Cause it's not for me. Like if I were to miss it, like, yeah, whatever. I think I'd be able to just like come to terms with it. But for someone else, it just feels so much more like, oh my gosh.
Yeah.
And the couple was so nice because I met them at the engagement session too. So they kind of knew me. I think she follows me on Instagram, so she kind of knows who I am and what I do. But anyways, I don't know where I was going with that. But yeah, they were just the sweetest people ever. So chill and so fun. Honestly, their reception was really fun.
Yeah,
they crowd served,
so
which was like
times.
the first time that I had seen that happen. I've seen photos of people doing that, and something in my gut before they did that told me to get on stage. And then they just started crowd surfing and I got like the best angle of them crowd surfing. I was like, oh my gosh. So that was like a lesson too of like trusting my gut of doing something too. Like something's telling me to get on the stage, which I normally don't do.
Yeah, I've never gotten on stage. But I love that you did.
Yeah, well, the main reason I wanted to get on there is because I wanted because the couple was on stage already. And so I had already taken photos of them on stage, like
with the band. Like this was like the last song.
Yeah, with the band, with me like in the crowd. And so I just wanted to get a picture of the crowd looking at them, like have like a different angle of that. And so that's why I originally got on there. And then they started crowd surfing and I was like, oh, perfect. Like this is the best angle to get of that happening. So yeah, it was really fun. And they were really, really sweet. So yeah, I hope they liked their photos.
Oh yeah. Well, Jamie sent us the sneak peeks that she edited and they looked great.
Yeah, they did look good. I was just like, oh my gosh, it just makes me so nervous. Well, because it was also like inside and then we were deciding flash, no flash.
We also shot so much film.
We were like, my gosh.
Jamie sent us so much film and we were like, how did she shoot so much film? We were like, come on, pumping out rolls. Like
it was actually kind of fun to like do that because we've shot a lot of film, but this one just felt like it was a lot of film
because there wasn't much happening. Like, you know, so like everything was in one location. Like, so I feel like there wasn't a lot, like when a lot of moving parts are on a day, you're like, oh, let me shoot another roll of film for this. But when it's kind of just like a standard day where nothing's really happening, you kind of forget like, oh, I need to shoot film.
Yeah. And it was a lot of rolls. I was like, I don't think I've ever shot this many 35 rolls. I was like, oh my gosh. I think that was maybe also the thing too, where it was just 35 because we're usually shooting 35 and Holga, which Holga only has like 12 shots. So it's like
that's so true.
So I don't know. It was a lot. Oh my gosh. I forgot about the film part too, where we were just like, oh my gosh, we got to shoot film.
Yeah.
Which was fine too. It was nice, like almost practice of like shooting more film and being able to do both, because sometimes I'll like forget to shoot it, especially like you said, we're a day where it's like we're really not going anywhere, so just like I just forget. But I think we did really good with shooting the film, so I can't wait to see that. And I guess speaking of weddings, another update that I had was that I switched up my pricing to be more of like all day coverage and then a weekend. Oh my gosh, why can't I talk?
Full weekend coverage.
Yeah, I was gonna let me look what I put as the titles of it because I already forgot.
I love that you're talking about pricing because I wanted to talk about money mindset today. So
okay, perfect. Yeah,
perfectly.
Yeah, no, that's perfect. Okay, so the first collection. Okay, this is what I called it: Wedding Weekend Story. So that's like a rehearsal dinner or welcome party up to 3 hours, and then wedding day up to 12 hours. And then it would be all day coverage. So those are the 2 packages that I have right now, where it's all day wedding coverage, which is like their whole day, just whether it's 8 hours or 12 hours, like they're going to get all day coverage regardless. And then the weekend story would be like another day added to that. So eventually I'll probably do another package where it's like full weekend, but right now I'm not getting too many inquiries for like a full weekend. So I'll maybe add it when I start getting more, or I don't know. We'll just see. I'm kind of like testing this out because I've never done anything like this before. And I've noticed that I really do like going to the rehearsal dinner or the welcome party because I get to know faces and it's easier for me to tell who's who the next day. And so like I'll get to know mom and dad, and not that I can't do that the wedding day, but it's so much easier.
It's so much nicer
if you do it the day before. And also people aren't as scared of you.
Yeah, like they're like comfortable with you as well.
Yeah, maybe at the rehearsal dinner they're kind of weary, but like then they get to know you. They know what you look like. And then the next day, it's like, it's easier to photograph them because they're just like, oh, it's just, you know, their friend or whatever. Yeah. It like feels easier to photograph people, and they're not like as scared of you when you're holding up the camera, which I've noticed, which is good because usually the people at the rehearsal dinner is who I'm going to photograph the most.
Right.
And so it's just so much easier. And so I've been loving doing that. So I'm just testing this out. I'm not sure. I mean, I haven't booked anything with it yet, but I'll keep you guys updated because I think this is just going to be like the new norm for me.
Yeah, well,
instead of the 8, 9, 10 hours or whatever people do. I'm like, usually on my 8-hour weddings, I'm doing 10 hours. Like I always add like 2 more hours to every coverage, and I'm like, I might as well just charge for for a whole day.
And I think like as you move up in the market, like that becomes the norm. So it's like just like practicing that now, I think is going to be really good for us moving forward. And I feel like, shoot, I was going to say something about, it's like it's busy season now, but we're preparing for engagement season. Yes. So like making a change to your pricing structure and stuff like that in the fall is really good because now you're like prepared for when inquiries come in, and you can kind of do more of like a experimentation with it. I also have changed my pricing structure to be more like that, and I this is how I operate. I don't know, like I'm sure I know it's not how a lot of people operate, but for me, it's like I'll just decide something and then that's how I'm doing things. But some people like to be like, well, I haven't done that yet, so I'm not going to. Like, for instance, I haven't booked a package where it was a 3-day event, so I'm not going to offer that yet. But for me, like, I'm always like, I want to attract that, so I'm just going to have that in my pricing structure. That way, when someone is interested, they can see it. I've just always kind of be like, I'm always like a step ahead of
I think I do both. Yeah. Sometimes I'll do it, sometimes I won't. It's just kind of like one of those things where I'm like, we'll see.
But I was thinking that like technically I've already booked like a 3-day event like for stuff. So like there's more days, like more events that I can showcase in my portfolio for next year.
Yeah.
So I'm not like that far behind from doing that. So I think having more events in my portfolio to be able to share like on Instagram and my website and stuff will show like people like, oh, she does do like 3-day events. And it's just like really, I think, attractive to me knowing that like I'm gonna have one weekend to one couple.
Yes.
And like all the planning that we've been doing for these events, like just having fewer of them, but how they're like the whole weekend is really exciting to me because I can put more of my like effort and like creativity and storytelling into like one couple's story if I'm just like dedicating the whole weekend to them.
Yeah, which is so fun. And I think it's easier to be with one couple all weekend instead of like having like 3 couples like Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. And it's nice that we're able to do that because a lot of people just don't like to do that because they have kids or they, you know, do all that stuff. So it's like interesting to hear what other people do or why they don't do stuff like that, which is like sometimes like people have kids, so they're not going to book out a 3 event weekend, but lucky for us, we don't have to like worry too much about that. And I just think it's like really cool that everyone has like different clients and like you don't have to do the same thing as someone else if it doesn't work with your like lifestyle. And for us, I'm like, yeah, sign us up for week-long weddings. Like, right? I want to do it all. But yeah, no, that's so true. And I was just wanting to like test out like even the pricing of it. I'm like, I don't even know what to charge. Like, is this too much? Is it too little? Like, it's just one of those where it's just like, I'm just going to have to experiment and then eventually maybe add on like the 3-day weekend kind of vibe too, which seems scary, but not really. I don't know. It's just so weird. It's just like something new. So I'm like scared. Yeah. But I think the value is there. It's just like, I'm just scared of like, what if people don't book me? Or like, what if people are like, where are your 8, 9, 10 hour like packages? Like, we're not used to that, but it's just scary just doing something new. So yeah, just experimenting here. I don't know what I'm doing.
No, I don't think any of us do. But I kind of wanted to talk about like the money mindset, like behind like pricing and stuff.
Okay.
I've since, just being sick and like I've just been listening to a couple things about like money mindset.
Okay. I need to. I feel like that's where my brain is headed.
So I think a lot of like imposter syndrome that we hear people have, that we have, is like due to our money mindset. And if we can fix our money mindset, then the imposter syndrome for charging a certain amount goes away. And so I was listening to the Mind Your Business podcast.
Okay, yes, the new podcast that you love.
Yes, and they talk a lot about mindset. And they were talking about how charging, people are too afraid to increase their prices or charge, what they think they might be worth, because they like basically have scarcity, right? They're like, okay, well, no one's going to book me like that, or I can't charge this amount. No one's going to pay me this amount. And so it gives you like imposter syndrome to charge something. But they were saying that like, if you can equate like your value with like an energy, like money is just an energy exchange, right? So basically there's like also a lot of negative mindset with increasing your prices of like you feeling like you're being stingy or like greedy.
Yes, and so true.
Basically they were talking about this mindset shift where instead of thinking that charging more money for your services is greedy, like the world works in a balance. Like it's just scientific nature that the world wants to be balanced. And so if you were to have like a $10,000 service and you were to say, you know what, I'm just going to do this for free. Like I'm not worth $10,000. So like, let me just do everything that I would do for $10,000, but for free. You are putting out all of your energy and your healing energy, but the person receiving it didn't put in any energy. So it's unbalanced. And so that might work, but for a while, but sooner or later, something's going to happen where you're either going to burn out or something is like not going to be balanced. And so,
well, you're also not going to make any money.
You're not going to make any money.
You're going to lose money, if anything.
So it's just this idea of like exchanging your energy for money, which is also energy. And that money that you're getting is not like greed. It is literally like keeping the cosmos in balance. Because really like, and what makes me feel better about charging money for anything that I do is that like, I'm not just charging money for photos. Like I believe in my core that what I'm doing, the way I see things is like healing something in the world, because like it's art, like art is healing. And so like that healing energy, I'm putting that out and someone has to receive it. And like the way people receive it is by paying you.
Yes.
And so like shifting that mindset like really helps you be like, actually, I can charge more because it is worth that. I'm like, it's not just like, oh, I'm gonna jack up my prices $2,000 because I want
just
more
because,
money.
Yeah. And it's so hard because I think that way sometimes, and then the logical side of me, which honestly I don't really have like much of a logical side. I'm very like woo woo, but even then, like just the logical side in me is like, okay, well, I'm not in that market yet. I don't have a lot of planners that are like, you know, knocking at my door being like, we need to book you. So it's like, you also have to like listen to the market. And like, if people are telling you no too many times for that pricing, maybe it is time to like not have that pricing because you're not in that market yet. So it's like such a crazy balance of like trying to do that of like, okay, this is what I'm worth, but also listening to like the logical side of like, okay, I've gotten like 10 no's, something's up. And the craziest part is that it not only could be your pricing, it could be your branding, it could be your marketing, it could be like literally anything. And so that is a really hard part of doing this and like being in business. But I agree, because once you're in that mindset, everything else is so much easier, because then you're able to like look at, oh, maybe it isn't my pricing, maybe it is my marketing. Like maybe it is my branding. Maybe there's something else that I need to change, and it's not just the pricing. But you'd only be able to get there if your mindset is like, oh yeah, I'm charging this much because I'm like, this is what I do.
I think it's like after you have like figured out like, this is what I'm worth based on the market, like everything. But the only thing holding you back is your imposter syndrome.
Mindset, yeah.
That's where it's like, okay, that's where you can work on your mindset. And
yes.
Like, okay. Logically, everyone else that is in my direct vicinity in my industry is charging this, but I think that I can't.
Yeah.
That's where it's like, okay, that's a mindset issue.
Yes. Yeah, I know.
And I just like, because I feel like a lot of people that I know like could be charging way more, but it's just their imposter syndrome. And that's why I think that's like the imposter syndrome is the epidemic of art.
Oh no, for sure. For artists in general, I think it's like really like, oh, we can't charge money. Well, it's always like the anti-starving artist. Like a lot of people think that artists are starving, or like you have to be a starving artist to like succeed.
But see, then that would not create not like balance in the world, because it's like you're putting out like,
and it's also not true, because there's paintings that go for like $20,000 to like millions. Sure. So it's it is really your mindset of it all.
And that person who's buying that $1 million painting, to them, it is an equal like energy exchange, because that painting like heals something inside of them where they're like, that affected me. I need that in my house so that I can look at that every day. You know, so it's like, it's not gonna be for everyone. Yeah. But that one person who it like healed, they in their mind were like, okay, that's a good energy exchange for $1 million. Like, you know what I mean? Yeah. So it's like, it's also thinking that like not everyone's gonna be your client. Not everyone can afford you. Yeah. That's okay.
Yep. Yeah. And that's the thing. There's always going to be someone getting married, and there's always going to be someone getting married in different markets. Yes. So it's like, there's going to be someone in what you're charging. Yeah. Like, and it's always been true. Like, I've gone through so many different like price points, and I've been booked at every single one. And so, yeah, you just have to, again, keep that mindset. So that's good. Mind Your Business, the podcast.
Yeah. Mind Your Business podcast, I think is what it's called.
I need to get into it, because I'm pretty sure I used to listen to him, but it was mostly like on Instagram, like all his posts and stuff. So I'll need to get back into doing that.
They do talk a lot about like being a digital CEO, like digital marketing, which I don't pay attention to because I don't have like an online business, but they're like spiritual podcast episodes and like mindset episodes are really, really good, because they just talk about like entrepreneurship as a whole and like what successful habits like successful people are doing.
Yeah. And it's good to get information from people that aren't doing what you're doing. Yeah. Because then you get ideas of like how to bring that into your industry. Yeah. Which I've always done and I've always loved, because I always want to do things differently than what other photographers are doing, especially if they're local. Yeah. I really want to do something that's like way different than what other people are doing. So yeah, it's really good to like listen to other entrepreneurs that aren't in the industry, because sometimes like you'll get into this lane and then you'll start like copying people and just like being like everyone else. And you really want to differentiate, especially in photography, since it is just saturated. You want to be different, and you want to, you know, bring new ideas into the industry. And that's how, like, I don't know, that's how you grow and differentiate and get booked, because you're so much different than all these other photographers. And that's how you stand out too. So yeah, that's really good. Wow. That's healing.
And there was another like money mindset thing that happened to me. Like literally, I was like on a walk this morning and I thought about it.
Oh my gosh. Okay. Tell us.
So like, and this is like me being like really transparent and vulnerable on the internet. But like, did you read You're a Badass at Making Money?
A long time ago.
Well, she talks about like energetic minimums. A lot of people talk about energetic minimums. So it's basically this idea that like subconsciously, like you set like a limit to how much money you think you can make. And so like for me, that minimum has like just inched up and up and up as the years have gone by. I think when I first started out, my energetic minimum was like $2,500. That was really a lot of money. And so I was charging $2,500, and that's as high as I thought I could charge. And then it slowly creeped up to like 5,000, then 6,000. And then this past year, I feel like my energetic minimum has been that $10,000 mark. So I was like, okay, $10,000. I've never made that on a wedding day. Like that is as high as I can go. And so I was like, okay, I realized today that was my new energetic minimum. But then I realized for this wedding, like coming up, they added on hours. And I was so scared to send that invoice.
Really?
Because it was more than $10,000. Yeah. And so I was like, oh my God, like, I literally was like, what if they don't book me? Honey, they already booked you.
They're adding on hours.
They're adding on.
That you didn't like force them to do.
But that's like how scary those limiting beliefs can be, because you can be dictated by them. And it's like, hello, they literally want to add 3 more hours. And I was like, wow. Like, so I was like, okay, that cannot be my energetic minimum, especially if I want to start booking like 3-day events. Like it's gonna be more. It's than gonna be way more. Coverage.
Yeah. So just that's because it's more days. Because even when I was making my pricing, that's what I was thinking about too. I was like, oh,
this number. So
I was like, what the heck? Like I can't even afford myself. So it was scary being like, oh my gosh, are these numbers okay? Like, are people gonna book that? But it's like, yes, because it's like different days. It's not just like one day. And it's not just like 8 hours. Right. Like it's way more than that. And like the time it takes to like cull and edit and like all of that stuff. It's not just for the days of the wedding. It's also for everything else. So yeah, it is really scary, like seeing a new number that you're not like used to booking or have never booked. Yeah. We've gone through that with every single step that we've done. Like the first time I booked like a $1,500 wedding, it was just like, oh my gosh, like that's a lot of money. And then again, when I first booked like a $3,000 wedding, like it just keeps getting, honestly, it never gets easier.
Right. And that's why it's like, I've made it this far by, believing that this works. So just like keep going. And yeah, so it was like, I clocked that this morning. I was like, wow, I was so scared to send that invoice. I mean, obviously they paid it. Yeah. But I was like, wow. Like,
yeah, like what if they don't book those 3 hours, or like, yeah.
Yeah, I was like, well, what if that's too much?
Yeah.
But so that was like really crazy to me. And
I bet. Yeah. I can see myself going through that too, where it's just like, oh, more? You want to pay me more?
Yeah.
Like, how weird. Of course they're going to pay me more. Like, they want to book me. Like, they already booked me.
Yeah, they already booked
They just want to add more hours because they want more coverage of me. So, oh my gosh. Yeah, that's so true. That's so true. Like, seeing a new number in a package. Yeah, I was making my packages and I was like, wait, this is way too much. I was like, oh my gosh, I don't know how I'm going to book this. And, you get those thoughts in your head where it's just like, because it's just like, I've never booked that. So it's scary to even put the number down and be like sending it to people. But that's just what it is. Like, that's happened to me at $3,000. It's happened to me at $5,000, where I like look at the number and I'm like, oh my God, this is so scary, but it's only going to get higher and higher.
It's only going to get scarier and scarier.
Yeah. Which it's just something that you're just going to overcome. Like it really never feels easier, honestly, unless your mindset is just like top notch, but
unless you're a superhuman.
Yeah. But I think working on the money mindset over and over and over again, and not kind of, because I feel like I almost like sometimes forget about it. I like don't work on it unless it's like I'm reading a book or like I listen to a podcast and then I'm about it for like a month and then I kind of forget. So maybe like really incorporating that money mindset into like every week, or I don't know, even every day, like really working on it if it's something that's like something that we need to overcome, which I definitely do. I have a lot of money issues, so just like money mindset thing. So maybe that's what I'll do this fall too, is get all that straightened up.
Yeah. I mean, we got into like having a business because we wanted financial freedom. Like, I feel like everyone kind of does go into it with that. So it's like you really have to work on your money mindset because
well, mindset in general is such a big
and like
thing.
Your relationship to money and like, you know, like how you grew up thinking about money and like realizing that those stories like are not for you anymore. And so it's a lot, but
so worth it.
It's so worth it.
It is so worth it. I know. I feel like this year we've changed a lot, and just our weddings are getting better and better and better. Not to say our weddings before weren't, but it's just like, I don't know, something's just aligning really, really well this year.
We're just growing really fast, which I feel like going back to our human design,
true.
We like grow faster in like collaboration.
Yes.
And so like literally since we started this podcast, which was in January.
I know.
Which is wild.
So wild. I think this is a 39th episode.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
But like even just like back then thinking about like when we first started the podcast, our like dreams and aspirations were like so different. And like we've grown so much that I'm like, let's keep on going.
Yeah.
Who knows what we're gonna be in like 2 years?
I know. I've been thinking about that too, where it's just like, oh my gosh, things are so different, but in a good way. And I can't wait to see what the next few months bring.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's been really cool to see our progress too, like every week, just like talking about our business and just, I don't know, being able to like vent it out to people too, to see like the behind the scenes of it, because not a lot of people do that. Like I know there's a lot of like photography podcasts, but I swear like I never hear anybody talk about like their behind the scenes, their struggles, their like what they're working through and anything like that.
Like,
it's just kind of like teaching.
Real time, like in real time, we're learning these things and we're telling people like
how we're moving
through challenges and stuff. Yeah, I feel like the only photography podcast I can find are either like people teaching photography, teaching business, or like interviewing people. Like there's not a lot of just like real chat about like what's happening.
Yeah, like this is what we're working with. Like feeling weird at a wedding and like having to get through that.
Yeah.
And all our struggles and all our like how we're thinking about things in the moment, because it might change in like a few months. Like maybe we don't want to do like all weekenders, but for now it is what it is. Like that's what we want to do. So yeah, it's just cool seeing like the progress and like how much things have changed. So yeah, if you have a bestie, you need to do this like weekly.
Seriously.
Have like a little business meeting, or even with yourself, like just have like little weekly business meetings with yourself. Be like, okay, what's changing? What do we want to change? What do we want to do? Even honestly, even if it's quarterly, I think that would be good enough to do. So yeah.
Even just like recapping. Like I feel like because of this podcast, we get to recap our like wedding days. And I feel like most people don't do that. They just like clock in, clock out at the gallery, send it in.
Yeah.
And you can get stuck in a rut where it's like, you know, like you don't even realize that you would have done things differently. So it's like just even recapping your own day, like with your partner, with your best friend, just being like, this happened to me.
Yeah. And what have I learned? And what could I have done better? Or even like, dang, that was a good wedding day. Why?
Yeah.
Like, why was it a good wedding day? Was it the couple? Was it the design? Was it the planner? And how can I book more of those types of weddings too? And like really thinking deeply about that, because it really will help you knowing how to brand yourself and how to market to more people that are like that.
Yeah.
So
that's the tea right
there. I know.
That was good. And we've been a good soundbite. Clip that, please.
Clip it. I also, really quickly before we end the podcast, how is editing your New York wedding? Because you even texted me. I was like, oh my gosh, you must be loving it.
Listen, I've never really had a gallery where I'm like, damn, each one of these images could stand alone and like tell a story. I'm only almost done with the rehearsal dinner. Like I haven't even like touched the wedding day, like besides the sneak peeks. Once I got the film back, I was like, oh,
the film. I forgot about that. The film is gorge.
Like the film could just be its own gallery.
Yes,
like seriously.
It could have been the whole wedding day, honestly.
Yeah, so I'm like wrapping up their rehearsal dinner images this week, and like I just feel like this is where I get really senti because I'm like literally like it feels like myself, like I'm pouring myself onto that image, and like I get to give that to someone else, and like they get to see what happened. Like
I know.
Through kind of my perspective. And that's why I feel so strongly that like this is art, this is healing, this is like it's not just like taking a photo and then giving it to them. Like I put so much like feeling into it that like it's been cool to like sit with the images too. Because normally I'm just like pumping it out, like let me get it to them as fast as I can. But like for this wedding, like it was so meaningful to me that I like have to sit with it and just be like
damn.
Like, you know, like look at that and then like wait a couple days and come back and look at it again. Like it's just like I'm loving it.
Yeah.
I'm so excited.
Yeah. I know the film was just so pretty. What did we shoot with? Kodak
Ultramax.
Okay, Kodak Ultramax.
Ultramax is my new favorite.
What I've been shooting recently, but I haven't gotten any of the scans yet, and I'm excited to see what it looks like because the photos that I took at the New York wedding, I was like, oh my god, these colors are everything.
Well, so like everyone loves portrait. Obviously, it's called portrait. Like it's for skin tones, so that's why everyone loves it. But I'm just like, listen, the colors in Kodak are so good that it's like
they're so juicy.
Why? Like it'll take me 2 seconds to fix their skin tone and post. Like,
well, even then we're kind of different too. We're not like trying to match anything,
right?
So it is like I don't know. We can shoot like any type of film and it be like okay because we're not trying to like match our images or digital images to the film, and so just finding like different film to shoot on is just fun.
Ultramax, there's just something about the yellows that just scratch the itch in my brain. I'm like, oh my god.
Even I don't know, all the colors, the greens,
the blues, just like any kind of like sunlight.
Yes,
I'm like, that looks like
it just looks like ultra. It looks like ultra, like very. I don't know, just so colorful, and it just like reminds me of like childhood.
Yes,
almost.
It's like, so nostalgic.
Yes,
it's so good.
So good. So yeah, I just wanted to talk about that wedding really quick. So you were just like, I love this wedding.
Like how Ultramax depicts blue hour. It is like cocktail hour.
Yeah.
Like after the sun went down. Oh my god. The colors are so rich and so good. So
yeah. I know.
It's my new favorite.
Yeah. Well, I'll need to shoot more with Ultramax because I really did
like it. It's
also
cheaper than portrait, guys.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. It is cheaper. Yeah. So if you're trying to like get into film, yeah, definitely go cheaper if you're wanting to start film because, well, especially if you're like us where you're not trying to like match it, I think it's use whatever film that you have access to, honestly. Well, it just tells a different story to us. Like it just like it doesn't have to be the same as my digital because I don't want it to look the same. Like I would just shoot digital. No offense to anyone that does differently, but literally hot take. Like, I just want it to be like almost like a separate gallery where it's just like this is what I shot on film and this is how I saw it on film and why I shot it on film. So yeah, no,
especially the black and white film. Oh my god! There's this one photo of Thomas the groom with his father and the father of the bride on this couch, and they're like in this room. And I remember being there because like all of our gear was like in that room. So I had to sneak in and like change a battery or something. And I remember him saying like, please like tell me about your wedding day because I'm so freaking nervous right now. And so like the fathers were telling him about their wedding days. And it was like such a movie moment that I said, I need that on black and white film. And it literally looks like a photo from like 1945. Like it looks so good. So
yeah, and just that memory, like he probably would have remembered anyways, but just like seeing the image and being like, oh my gosh, we were talking about like how nervous I was. And like, you know, my father-in-law told me about his wedding. And yeah, it's just like a really cool moment. And again, it's like, that is art.
Yeah.
And it's so crazy because when I was in high school, I used to not want to do portrait work because I was like, that's not art. That's just clicking a button. Like, you know what I mean? Like it just like to me in high school, obviously I was in high school. I was young. I didn't know anything about art, but I was like, I'm never doing portrait work. Like that is not art. Like they're not doing much, blah, blah, blah. But now that I'm like doing weddings, which in high school I would have saw as like
the lowest totem pole.
Yeah,
like...
no, literally. Yes, literally. Yes. Like the lowest, like, why are they doing weddings? Like, I want to be at the Met. Like, I want to be at the MoMA. Like, I don't want to be doing weddings. But doing weddings is exactly like that, I feel like, because it's like a personal art gallery for a person that they can pass down to their children or they can pass down to their family members. And it's just like, that is so cool. And that they get to like remember that and be like, oh, that was my aunt. That was my grandma that was there. Or that, you know, all that stuff. It's just like pointing at the pictures and being like, oh my gosh, I totally remember that. Yeah. And it's just, that is so cool to me.
It's literally storytelling. Like, that is art. Art is storytelling. In any art form, there's a story. So it's like the stories on a wedding day, insane.
Yeah. Insane. Because everyone's so different. Even though some weddings are kind of like the same, everyone has like a different story. Everyone has like a different family member that's there for different reasons. And yeah, it's just like
some people are really smiley. Some people are really like just chill. Some people are like crying.
Yeah. So. And I think we were going to talk about something, but I think we're going to save it for the next podcast episode because I feel like we're ending on a high and we don't want to talk shit.
Oh, yes, I know what you're talking about. Yes.
So let's just end it on a high and just how we love weddings and storytelling. And then next podcast, maybe we'll talk about the other stuff. Stay tuned for stay tuned. But okay, I think that is it for today's episode, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in. And I'm so sorry we missed last week because I know how crushing it is when you have like a routine podcast and they don't upload.
That's my bad, guys.
No, it's okay. It was my bad because I honestly could have recorded by myself, but I was like, nope, I'm going to catch up on everything else I need to do. So yeah, we'll be back next week. And then one of these days we'll recap our book that we're reading that I don't even know the title of because it's been so long.
The book that I
recommended. Yeah, I can't even remember the title. I don't even think I've started yet, honestly. So yeah, we'll do that. We'll pick a date for that and we'll actually do it. So yeah, that'll be coming up soon. And I think one of our episodes lands on Halloween. So I want to like do something to the set.
Just like spooky episode.
Yeah. I just want to do like a little thing for the set or something.
We should do like wedding horror stories. We don't have any, but
yeah, maybe we can like look online or something and see.
We should do another like Reddit thread where we read horror stories and how we would like how we would have done things.
Yes. Okay. That's a good one.
That's
a good one. All right. Well, thank you guys for tuning in this week and we will see y'all next week. Love ya. Bye.